What's going on, my homies? Jolt here from the Token Minorities, and I am finally back with another team builder for you guys. It's been a little while. It's been a long time since we've uploaded a team builder for the last battle circuit. This is our semifinals playoff match. For those of you who may have missed the Week 8 upload, we did play against Diet Tight, the coach of the New Britain Rockruff. Make sure to go check that out if you haven't already. But I guess spoiler alert, we did win that game, and because we won that game in the fashion that we did, which was a 5-0, we managed to snag the round 1 bye in the playoffs. So here we are a couple weeks later with our semifinals team builder. We're actually going to be playing AAron2420, the coach of the Calgary Infernapes, which is a pretty awesome game, honestly, just because, you know, I really like Aaron. He's been super helpful this season too, like especially when it comes to recording my battles for me, literally the whole season. And not only that, but he also helped with genning a time or two this season too. So, you know, huge shout outs to Aaron. He's had a solid season, 5-3 record, plus winning his quarterfinal playoffs game against Diet Tight. So yeah, huge props to him. Make sure to go check him out. Check out his side of the team builder if he does a team builder, but definitely make sure to check out his side of our battle for this week as well. Now, with that said, this is a rematch of the season. Unfortunately for me, this is a rematch of a game where I did already put together a pretty complete team builder for that matchup, not really thinking long term, like, hey, Aaron might be one of my playoff opponents. I wasn't really thinking in that context that early on in the season, but you know, it is what it is. I did reveal some stuff in my team builder that might be used against me in this game, and as a result, that's something I do have to kind of counter prep for now in this team builder. But I think there's a lot of ways that I can use this draft that I really haven't really used this season to the extent that I can. Honestly, I've taken a super safe approach to pretty much all of my builds throughout the course of the season, with the full intent to break out the different types of strategies in the playoffs, and you'll kind of see how that comes together here with the team that we're bringing this week in the semifinals. So my man Aaron, just as a reminder, has access to the Alakazam, Blacephalon, Comfey, Crobat, Escadrille for Alligator, Haxorus, Swadloon, Torterra, Toxicroak, and the Mega Tyranitar. I don't think anything on his team changed from our previous matchup against him, where we did manage to win 3-0 pretty much solely on the back of Mega Beedrill, as he really didn't bring anything that's actually a response to Mega Beedrill. So yeah, needless to say, Mega B got a lot of kills in our first matchup against him, and as a result, I don't expect him to allow that to happen again. In fact, I think that all but confirms that Crobat is coming in this matchup, most likely a Rocky Helmet Crobat, just based upon some of the comments that I made with Aaron, and I think I might have made them in my team builder as well last time around, as to how Rocky Helmet Crobat really felt like the best response on his team to a Mega Beedrill. So I'm expecting that to come, but that doesn't mean Mega Beedrill has less utility in this game. As last time around, I didn't expect Mega Beedrill to get nearly as many kills as it did. I was expecting it to still be useful in other ways, and this matchup is going to be no exception on that. Mega Beedrill is the MVP of the LBC this season. It's definitely coming to this playoff game, no questions asked. And yeah, so we're going to see how I can do this week. I do think a Pursuit Trapper variant is going to be the most effective way for me to use Mega Beedrill, especially because I do expect him to bring something like the Crobat to always be able to switch in to my Mega Beedrill. So having that Pursuit option for stuff like Blacephalon, Alakazam, even stuff like Haxorus and Escadrille could be really helpful for really my entire team, getting those things chipped down, or maybe even revenge killed at a low amount of health. So Mega B once again looking fantastic, but basically what I'm going to try to build this team around is not Mega Beedrill. I'm trying to build this team around Cobalion, and there's a very specific reason for that. In the first matchup against Aaron, some of you guys might have noticed that he, in my opinion, heavily over-prepped for Cobalion. He brought multiple resist berries for Cobalion. He was really scared of like a setup variant, and that ended up really hurting him when it came to preparing for Mega Beedrill. So what I'm going to do here in this game is I'm going to abuse the fact that he is almost certainly going to under-prepare for Cobalion in this game, because he's going to over-prepare for Mega Beedrill this time around. I think that's what's going to happen. That's what I'm banking on for his mentality entering this game. He's not going to let Mega Beedrill beat him, but he's going to leave himself more vulnerable to Cobalion, and as a result, I'm going to build my team around a Cobalion win condition in this game, and I think the best Cobalion set is going to be a Choice Scarf variant, just due to its speed tiers against his team. He has a lot of Dragon Dance users, he has a lot of just kind of scary setup threats that Scarf Cobalion can deal with, and if I'm able to remove the right checks to Cobalion, then I should be able to spam one of my stabs in the late game to try to win. So I'm trying to build this team around Cobalion. There are some things I need to take care of, though, if I'm going to be able to win with that Pokemon. One of those things is the Crobat. It's going to be a good response to both Cobalion and to my Mega Beedrill that I want to bring. So I have to have good responses to Crobat. I need to have ways to get rid of his fighting resistances, specifically Blacephalon, which Mega Beedrill does come in handy for, certainly with that Pursuit. I think the synergy there is something I can really use for this team build, but also something like Comfy is also a mon that I need to be able to weaken down, and also Torterra. And the good thing about Comfy and Torterra when it comes to this matchup is that those are both his best responses to my Zygarde as well. So I can actually build this team around a breaker core of Zygarde, or like I said, an offensive core of Zygarde and Cobalion, where Zygarde can act as the breaker for stuff like Torterra and Comfy, and Cobalion can act as the cleaner because of its speed tier against his team. So offensively speaking, I'm really heavily going to lean on the Zygarde 50 and the Cobalion, and even the Mega Beedrill for pursuit trapping in this game to put myself in a winning position. But there's other things I can do as well to just help combat his roster, and a lot of that's going to involve, you know, having good bulky pivots. It's just kind of how my draft operates. And yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff that I can do with that here, in my opinion, too. But anyway, just starting this off with the actual team. So we are kicking it off with a Choice Scarf Cobalion, and yeah, overall it's a pretty straightforward set. I did add a little bit of extra HP investment to take hits from Mega Tyranitar, as I do expect if he brings Mega Tyranitar that it'll be a Rock Polish variant this time, as I've already shown that I will EV Mega Beedrill to outspeed a +1, or a Dragon Dancing Tyranitar a +1. Not to mention I have other things that can outspeed it too with Choice Scarf. So I think that a Rock Polish Tyranitar is the most likely set. The EVs on this give me a chance to survive a low kick from a Rock Polish Tyranitar if that's the route he wants to take. It also gives me a better chance to take other stray hits from his team, including something like an Earthquake, which is the more likely coverage move from the Mega Tyranitar. I can take that a little bit more handily now with that extra bit of HP investment. I really don't sacrifice too much from an offensive standpoint by putting the 76 EVs in HP here. So overall, pretty straightforward set. This is my Stealth Rocker this week, which is a little bit questionable considering it's also my win con, but that's just how the team came together. I felt like I needed to have Stealth Rock on something. It was not going to fit on Mew given the set that I brought, and it doesn't really fit on my Regirock either. So yeah, so we're going with Choice Scarf Stealth Rock this week. I don't necessarily need Stealth Rock to win this game unless he brings a lot of sashes, but obviously it'd be nice to try to get them up at some point in the game. But this is the dedicated win con, or the dedicated, but the primary win con in this game, and it couples super well, as I was saying before, with my Zygarde 50. So this is a set that I think can put in a lot of work given the right situation. This is a Life Orb Zygarde with a relatively mixed EV spread here. As you can see, I am rocking 2 special moves and 60 EVs in special attack with Hidden Power Ice and Sludge Wave. That helps me out against Comfy, that helps me out against Torterra. Both of those Pokemon are going to be effectively lured in by Zygarde and get 2-hit KO'd unless he's, I think even if he's like a max HP Comfy, it should be 2-hit KO'd by Sludge Wave, not accounting for Draining Kiss recovery. But if he's the Comfy set that he brought last time around, which actually had no HP investment and had a lot of defense investment, then this does clean 2-hit KO with the Sludge Wave. So that's pretty cool too. But what's nice about this set when it comes to Torterra specifically as well is I think if he brings Torterra, it's probably going to be a Stealth Rocker, which means that it's probably just going to straight up get 2-hit KO'd by HP Ice. Not really expecting to see that on the Zygarde. So I think that could work out pretty well too. Last time around, I believe I brought HP Ice on my Zygarde, but I was a Z move variant. I don't remember what Z Crystal I was. It was probably like Groundium, but even so, actually probably Dragonium. Either way, I think he's probably going to anticipate Z Zygarde. That's what I brought the most this season as a Z move user on my draft. But like I said, I'm mixing it up for playoffs, and I think this set is way more effective against him. 1,000 Arrows Life Orb boosted is really good against him because I don't need to click Dragon Dance to get a power boost, and he does not like switching into 1,000 Arrows. His resists are Torterra and Swadloon, and yeah, neither of those are something I'm particularly worried about with this set, or really with the rest of my team as well. And I am packing, of course, the Life Orb E-Speed just to help pick off his kind of scary Dragon Dance users and other setup mons. It's just nice having that priority on this team to bail me out against his team, as he has a lot of just really scary setup Pokemon on his roster. But anyway, Zygarde is meant to break for Cobalion in this game, and yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Then I have a pretty cheeky set, and I have a pretty specific reason for bringing this as well. This is an Air Balloon Mew. Now, I did bring a similar Mew in the first matchup against him. I believe it had identical coverage with a bulkier EV spread last time around, but this set is meant to punish Excadrill in this game. I'm not bringing my Tangela. I'm really not bringing anything that switches into Excadrill because I want him to use Excadrill kind of recklessly, and that I want him to always feel like it's safe to click Earthquake against my team, because if he thinks it's safe to click Earthquake, eventually I can pull the trigger with my Mew, go hard Mew on the Earthquake turn, and get a free Swords Dance. And when I have a free Swords Dance and have this coverage on my team, then the only thing on this coverage on my Mew, the only thing on his roster, only things on his roster that can really stand in this thing's way is going to be stuff like the Torterra and stuff like the Comfey, which, funny, those are the Pokemon I really want to break down for my Cobalion to have an easier time trying to clean up in the late game as well. So Mew and Zygarde are really acting as a breaker core to assist my Cobalion in a late game sweep in this matchup. And really just looking at the mons I'm bringing, he's going to bring a Mold Breaker Excadrill. He's not bringing Sand Rush against my team. I have a Rotom Wash. He's going to lock into Earthquake like all the time against my team, right? So as soon as I find that perfect opportunity to get in there with Mew, I have the investment to take a Life Orb Iron Head if I need to. I'm going to be able to set up, and I'm going to be able to get a bunch of health back with a +2 Drain Punch, or just start punching through his team. Sucker Punch, really nice for Alakazam, Blacephalon, and really all the stuff that will be able to outspeed me. And then Zen Headbutt plus Drain Punch is neutral coverage against everything else, with super effective coverage against a lot of his team too. So yeah, just a really effective set against him. I think it's going to catch him off guard. He's not going to anticipate an Air Balloon. So yeah, I think this is just overall really solid set, and we'll see how it does. Then we have the Mega Beedrill. In terms of the spread and whatnot, it is pretty straightforward. Like the attacks, they're pretty obvious attacks to see on a Mega Beedrill, so there's nothing too crazy to really talk about on this. It does have speed for, I believe, a +1 Jolly Tyranitar. I don't think I was able to creep a Jolly for Alligator. I have to go back and check, but either way, I do have speed for Mega Tyranitar. I know that at +1 Jolly. And yeah, so it's a good revenge killer. It's a really good way to Pursuit Trap the Blacephalon specifically, as how this team is designed. Blacephalon is one of the biggest threats probably to my team, especially if it has like one, like Sub again. He brought Sub last time around, and that actually could be kind of annoying for something like my Mew that's trying to revenge it with a Sucker Punch, for example. So having a Pursuit Trapper I think is really nice for Blacephalon, as if it's not a Choice Scarf variant, then if it's not a Choice Scarf variant, then I'm going to be able to Pursuit Trap it relatively easily, and I might not knock it out if he decides to stay in, but I would still be able to do a ton of damage to where it can't come back in on rocks, or yeah, to where it's just not nearly as much of a threat as it would have been able to be otherwise. So yeah, just a really straightforward set against this team, but also really effective, I think, really packing on the physical breaking presence with the first 4 mons on the team, as you can probably see, with some cheeky coverage moves to help me get rid of some of the more annoying Pokemon for my Cobalion sweeps. So that is the Mega Beedrill. Then I have an incredibly standard Rotom Wash. By standard, I mean this is a copy-paste of what I brought in the first matchup against him. I don't think I changed a single thing, except I do have Pain Split this week instead of Defog, because I know he's not bringing Swadloon. He brought it last time around. I showed I was prepared for Sticky Web. If I'm prepared for Sticky Web, there's literally no reason to bring Swadloon, so he's not bringing it. And yeah, so I have Pain Split over Defog this week on the Rotom Wash, but overall it's the same exact set as what I brought last time around. Foul Play is nice for the Excadrill and also covers a potential sub Haxorus, which, you know, otherwise I probably just run Volt Switch, Hydra, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, but yeah, Foul Play covers for the potential sub on Haxorus, which is very possible against my draft. And yeah, overall, just a solid mon against this team. He doesn't have a whole lot of ways to easily take it on, so yeah, more likely than not, it's just going to be a huge nuisance for his draft. And then finally, I have the Regirock, which is similar to last time around, although I opted to not make it a Stealth Rocker just because I feel like Excadrill is his best Rapid Spinner against my team if he decides to bring Hazard Removal, and Regirock really can't keep up hazards against Excadrill, so I wanted to put the hazards on something that would force out Excadrill. That was Cobalion, so I opted to actually go with an Assault Vest variant to take hits a little bit better and to do a little bit more damage to stuff like Comfey, something I really want to wear it down to be able to sweep with close combat, or even just to help Mew in Zygarde in breaking down the Comfey. So Iron Head was the slot that was freed up there with the extra attack investment. Then I also had the Ice Punch, Bulldoze, Stone Edge, just really good coverage moves against his team. Prevents Torterra from being a safe switch in, gets me good chip damage on the Torterra if that's something I need at the time. This will be able to do that for me. And the best part about this thing is that it's really actually kind of expendable in the matchup. If I need to use this to take on a special attacker that's not Blacephalon, I can actually do that because I still have ways to deal with stuff like Scarf Blacephalon. I have a Sucker Punch Mew. I have Zygarde, which can take really any hit from Blacephalon that's not HP Ice. I have Scarf Cobalion that actually outspeeds Blacephalon as well if it's Choice Scarf. So I have ways to deal with Scarf Blacephalon. I have Beedrill that can Pursuit Trap it as well. So this is my best switch in to Blacephalon, there's no doubt there, but I don't have to use it for that purpose. I can use it for really anything else on his team that is special or physically oriented, just because Regirock's natural defensive bulk is pretty crazy, and I'm obviously packing the Assault Vest to take special hits too, so just a really good bulky tank to help pretty much just be the glue for this team, to be that pivot I need to switch into whenever I'm trying to get myself into an advantageous offensive position. So that is the team we are rocking for the semifinals of the last battle circuit. Make sure to let me know what you think about the team in the comments below. It's surely going to be a good game. I always have a little bit of difficulty with rematches, so we'll see how that comes into play. I really feel like this team is different enough from last time and counters his most likely counter strategies to where I'm pretty comfortable and pretty confident in what this team can do. But you know, it's always possible that I'll see something crazy in playoffs. It's happened to me more times than I would like for it to have happened. And yeah, so we got to play well. We got to expect the unexpected. But I think this team is capable of keeping the offensive momentum in my favor, which I think is so crucial in a playoff game. So yeah, let me know what you think about the team in the comments below. Hope you guys are looking forward to the battle, which will be coming out tomorrow. I don't have a time for you quite yet on that, but it will be coming out tomorrow. I won't make it late this time. It's going to be on time, I promise. It's going to be on Sunday. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and I will see you all in the next one later.